You can spend $2,500 on a full body scan and still die of a heart attack 2 months later. It happens all the time. Why? Because these scans completely miss the number one cause of death, plaque in your arteries. And most doctors are not trained to look for it, let alone treat it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the scans people think that are helping them and the one that actually can save your life. If you're 40 or older and proactive about your health, this might be the most important thing you hear all year. If you're watching or listening to this, I know something about you. You're someone people count on, a partner, a parent, a leader, a protector, and you want to be here, not just for now, but for the long run. And that means not waiting for a crisis. It means seeing the real risks before they show up. Here's the brutal truth. Most people who die of a heart attack had no warning signs. In fact, nearly 50% of heart attacks occur in people with, quote, normal cholesterol. And in fact, up to 2/3 of women who die from a heart attack had no prior symptoms. We are losing over 650,000 Americans every year to heart disease. That's 1 every 40 seconds. That's more than all forms of cancer, accidents, and COVID combined. Yet most healthcare systems and even most preventative scans are not designed to see it coming. And that leads to the greatest and biggest danger of all, false reassurance. Someone walks out of a full-body MRI thinking they're in the clear and then dies of a massive heart attack weeks later. It definitely can occur. Why? Because those scans don't even look at the arteries. They're scanning for tumors, not time bombs. Let's break down the most common scans people are using and what they actually show or don't show. One popular one is called a full-body MRI. One of the companies that provides it is Pronuvo, but there are others. These use magnetic fields to image your body, quote, from head to toe. Great for spotting tumors, cysts, and other rare structural abnormalities, but here's what they don't do. They cannot show plaque in the coronary arteries. They don't measure blood flow. They don't evaluate the arterial walls where the most deadly and early disease begins. So you can walk out of a scan with a, quote, clear scan and still have a dangerous amount of plaque silently growing in your heart, and you'll have no idea at all. Sometimes it's said, this is a CAT scan that gives you a score based on calcified plaque in your coronary arteries. That's a calcium score. Better than nothing, but still misses early stage disease, because soft plaque or cholesterol or lipid-rich plaque, the kind of plaque that is active and the kind of plaque that's most likely to rupture and kill you, does not show up on a calcium score. So again, a very incomplete picture. This is why we at ClearCardio use scans and tools that dramatically change the practice of medicine. This is the scan that changed my practice and changes lives every day. This is called a contrast-enhanced CT scan that furthermore we add on to that 3D imaging and AI that actually shows us the actual blood vessels of the heart, the coronary arteries. It shows all plaque, soft plaque, mixed plaque, calcified plaque, the location of the plaque, the amount of plaque, the type of the plaque, the severity of the plaque. We pick up if there's any just narrowings at all. And also, we can now use this because of its accuracy in quantifying plaque to determine down the road, are the treatments we're using directed at the plaque actually treating the plaque? Are the treatments actually affecting and stopping and reversing the plaque? We were unable to do that until we had the ability to do cardiac CT scans coupled with quantitative AI, which is only in the last few years did this technology even exist, to be able to detect plaque that literally we could not see before, quantify plaque in a way that was impossible before cardiac CT and AI, and now the ability to monitor plaque that, again, was impossible until just a few years ago. We have this technology. Unfortunately, the vast majority of my colleagues in cardiology do not use, do not know of this technology. That's why we're out here spreading the word. But here's another thing another part that no one talks about. Even the best scan in the wrong hands can be useless. You need someone who understands how plaque behaves, why it forms, how it forms, and how best to treat it. That's why after 15 years of training, nearly 30 years in practice, I have pursued advanced training beyond cardiology to make me fully available and knowledgeable and educated in all of the different tools it takes to be able to understand the tools to use to understand plaque, the tools to use to describe and monitor and quantify plaque, and most importantly, perhaps, the tools to stop and reverse plaque. Because yes, plaque is something we can stop and we can reverse it. Most importantly, all of this means to you, no stents, no balloons, no bypass surgery, no heart attacks, no heart failure, and no keeling over dead. That is our ultimate goal in preventative cardiology. Along the way, I became board certified in lipidology, served 8 years on the board of the National Lipid Association, and this was because I was absolutely driven to understand the role of cholesterol and how that plays in plaque formation, and most importantly, how we can use that to reverse and stop plaque. Also became board certified in hypertension, because hypertension is the condition that half of U.S. adults have. That is, anyone over the 18 in the U.S. has high blood pressure. Most of the people with high blood pressure do not know they have it. It is asymptomatic, has no symptoms. It is the silent killer. Most of us, half of us will have high blood pressure. Many of us will have it and not be diagnosed. Many of us will have high blood pressure, being diagnosed with high blood pressure, will be on treatment, but still it is not controlled. A very small number of people both have high blood pressure, have been diagnosed with high blood pressure, are on treatment for high blood pressure, and most importantly, that blood pressure is controlled. That is a very small number. In fact, to give you a statistic that I think is striking for me, is if we were able, because half of U.S. adults have high blood pressure, if we're able to eliminate high blood pressure tomorrow in the U.S., simply by doing so, we would add 3.2 years to everyone's life. And you might say, well, 3.2 years, that's great, but okay, that's not earth-shattering. Well, let me now put that in a frame of reference. At the community level, public health level, again, eliminating high blood pressure tomorrow would add 3.2 years to everyone's life. Comparing that 3.2 years if we eliminated high blood pressure tomorrow, and just that, forget smoking, diet, exercise, treating cholesterol, diabetes, all the things that are critical in the treatment of heart disease specifically. But if we compare that to how much time, average time, does doing mammography yield for women, mammograms for women give, on average, about a 30-day extra lifespan. So 3.2 years for everybody if we eliminated high blood pressure. Mammograms for women add about 30 days to our average lifespan. So I think that's a great way to frame how important blood pressure is. So to that end, I, of course, got board certified in hypertension. No one does it. It's an expensive piece of paper. No one gets paid more to do it. But it really, I absolutely knew that kind of training, background, knowledge, education was absolutely critical for me to be a completely informed preventive cardiologist. In addition, I'm not board certified in genetics, but I will say I did 2 years in the Department of Genetics at Harvard Medical School doing molecular genetics. We actually focused on the positional cloning of genes that cause dilated cardiomyopathies and hypertrophic cardiomyopathies. These are various kind of genetically determined cardiomyopathies. So needless to say, 2 years in the Department of Genetics of Harvard Medical School, I learned a good amount about cardiovascular genetics and, of course, have really amplified that and used that over the last 30 years. The point I raise about these kind of pathways, the things I've done, the training, the certifications, etc., this really allows me to really understand the best tools to use to identify plaque, identify it early, and ultimately, for your benefit, turn that into a treatment plan. Because data without a strategy is just noise. At ClearCardio, we do things differently. We don't scan you and send you on your way. We work with you for a full year to track your plaque, to customize your treatment plan based on real data by tracking your plaque, to optimize your labs, medications, diet, exercise, lifestyle, and ultimately our goal is to reverse your disease trajectory, not just watch it. Because here's what most clinics and concierge practices do not tell you. They may detect the problem, but they don't treat it. They may give you a report, but they do not walk you through or educate you or ensure that the solution is put into place. At ClearCardio, we're with you every step of the way. Because when it comes to heart, time matters, and so does trust. The most common story I hear, everything was normal. I hear that every single week. Normal cholesterol, normal EKG, normal stress test, normal MRI, and then a heart attack comes out of nowhere. It is not random. It is absolutely 100% predictable if you know where and how to look. And that's exactly what we do at ClearCardio. Not waiting, not guessing, looking early, acting early, and changing the outcome. If this conversation speaks to you, you're someone who doesn't wait for a crisis to take action. I want you to join our ClearCardio community. Sign up here for our newsletter where I share real case studies, research you won't hear from your regular doctor, and live monthly Q&As where I answer your questions directly. It's free, it's built for people like you, people who want to stay in the driver's seat of their health. Join us at www.clearcardio.com/newsletter. That's www.clearcardio.com/newsletter. You don't need a wake-up call. You need clarity, you need the right tools, and you need a plan. I'm Dr. John Osborne, and if you're ready to stop disease in its silent stage before it stops you, we're here to help.